بس قصدي إنه ما فينا نغير شوية. يعني بس شكل الإضاءة هيك من عندك أحسن ولا قوية شوي؟ هيك أحسن من العالم. هنفتح شوي أبيض.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أيها الحفل الكريم، أود التنويه في البداية على أنه سيتم تقديم هذا الحفل باللغة الإنجليزية، وسوف يكون هناك ترجمة فورية إلى العربية، مثل التفضل بالحصول إلى جهاز الترجمة الفوري بالقرب من الباب في الخلف. Ladies and gentlemen, this event will be conducted in English language. There will be a simultaneous translation into Arabic. Kindly collect your translation device from the back side next to the door. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد عليه وعلى آله الصلاة وأفضل التسليم. الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه وتعالى ونسأله أن يبارك هذه الجهود المباركة ويوفقنا دائما لكل ما يحب ويرضى. يقول تعالى في كتابه الكريم: وقل اعملوا فسيرى الله عملكم ورسوله والمؤمنون. صدق الله العظيم. أما بعد، Your Excellency Abdullah Mohammed Al-Awad, Executive Director, Dubai Islamic Economic Development Center, respected Sheikh Dr. Hamid Hassan Mira, Secretary General Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions, IOFI, honorable scholars, distinguished thinkers, and intellectuals. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. In line with the declaration of His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, UAE President, of the year 2017, the year of giving, and with the vision of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President, Prime Minister of the UAE, and ruler of Dubai, to position Dubai as the global capital of the Islamic economy, and in light of the strong growth outlook across Islamic economies and the tangible progress achieved in the recent years, IOFI and Minhaj Advisory proudly organized this event to launch recently issued Shariah Standards as a continuation to the events we previously held back in 2010 and 2012, which have left a substantial positive impact in banking industry. As you know, the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions, IOFI, has been playing a great role in supporting the march of Islamic banking and finance and its development through many activities. The most important achievement of IOFI were issuing the Shariah Standards along with accounting, auditing, and governance standards regulating Islamic banking and finance industries, and covering the set of requirements and work guidelines from all aspects to be compliant with Islamic Sharia, which have become the guiding standard and a base reference for the Islamic financial institutions in most countries across the globe. IOFI has recently issued 4 Sharia standards, which are number 55, Competitions and Prizes Standard, number 56, Liability of Investment Manager Standards, number 57, Gold and its Trading Control Standard, and number 58, Repurchase Standard. Today's event is intended to increase the awareness towards these standards among Islamic financial institutions. We also believe in the significance of such events to present the latest Sharia standards to the Islamic financial community and industry, in order to highlight their roles in enriching the Islamic financial institutions' product offerings by bringing awareness to these standards. And of course, the best to start with this ceremony will be a recitation of the Holy Quran. I would like to ask Sheikh Al-Qari Ala Ad-Din Hampour to come on stage. Please welcome.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وأقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة لهم أجرهم.
كيف؟ الصورة هون بس ما
لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وذروا ما بقي من الربا إن كنتم مؤمنين. فإن لم تفعلوا فأذنوا بحرب من الله ورسوله. وإن تبتم فلكم رؤوس أموالكم لا تظلمون ولا تظلمون. وإن كان ذو عسرة فنظرة إلى ميسرة. وأن تصدقوا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وذروا ما بقي من الربا إن كنتم مؤمنين. فإن لم تفعلوا فأذنوا بحرب من الله ورسوله. وإن تبتم فلكم رؤوس وإن كان ذو عسرة فنظرة إلى ميسرة وأن تصدقوا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون واتقوا يوما ترجعون فيه إلى الله واتقوا يوما ترجعون فيه إلى الله ثم توفى كل نفس ما كسبت ثم توفى كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you, Barakallah Fik. We are now opening the ceremony with the welcome remarks by Dr. Amin Fateh, the General Manager of Minhaj Advisory. Please welcome on stage.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين القائل في محكم التنزيل: اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. Praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who said, "This day I have perfected for you your religion and completed my favor upon you, and have approved for you Islam as religion." والقائل سبحانه: لكل جعلنا منكم شرعة ومنهاجا. The Almighty said, to each of you we prescribed a law and a method. والقائل سبحانه: ثم جعلناك على شريعة من الأمر فاتبعها ولا تتبع أهواء الذين لا يعلمون. He said in his holy book, then we put you, O Muhammad, on an ordained way concerning the matter of religion. So follow it, and do not follow the inclinations of those who do not know. والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وجميع من والاه القائل: إن الحلال بين وإن الحرام بين وبينهما أمور مشبهات ومشتبهات لا يدري كثير من الناس أمن الحرام هي أم من الحلال، فمن تركها استبرأ لدينه وعرضه، ومن واقعها يوشك أن يقع في الحرام أو يواقع الحرام. صلى الله عليه وسلم. Peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the messenger of Allah, and upon his companions, who said the lawful is clear and the unlawful is clear, and between that are matters that are doubtful. Many people do not know whether it is lawful or unlawful. So whoever leaves it to protect his religion and his honor, then he will be safe. And whoever falls into something from them, then he soon will have fallen into the unlawful. اللهم اجعل هذا البلد وسائر بلاد المسلمين امانا سخاء رخاء. O Allah Almighty, bless this country and ensure safety for this country and all of the Muslim countries. Your Excellency Abdullah Al-Awad, CEO of Dubai Islamic Economic Development Center, Your Excellency esteemed Sheikh Dr. Hamid Hassan Mira, Secretary General of AYUFI, Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions, Your Excellencies, esteemed guests, dear attendees, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we meet here in Dubai, the proclaimed capital of Islamic economy. And this year, the year of giving, we meet for the third time for the launch of the new Shariah Standards issued by AYUFI. It is important to us at Minhaj Advisory to be involved in the planning of such launches of Shariah Standards. We aim to highlight employees in the banking and financial sector and those who work with them that the Islamic banking field is guided by an important set of standards. These standards are set by renowned Islamic jurists and scholars who represent the different schools of jurisprudence through a long and thorough process. We are eager to launch these standards and to support the efforts of AYUFI in setting them with their approximately 20 years of experience, time, and dedication. Their work, AYUFI's work, has resulted in creation of exemplary Shariah standards as well as standards of accounting, auditing, governance, and employee ethics. As AYUFI, a leader in Sharia finance and banking, AYUFI gained popularity among those in the Islamic banking and financial sector, where a youth conference are constantly sought out, and many in the field seek to obtain a youth international qualification certificates in Islamic accounting and Sharia auditing. We choose Dubai for today's launch because we are witnessing Dubai as it transforms into the capital of Islamic finance and economy. As announced by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, we saw the proof for this in the establishment of the Dubai Center for the Development of Islamic Economy. We are today proud that they have chosen to show their support in today's event. Every year, Dubai witnesses a variety of events pertaining to Islamic finance and economy. Within the past few months, the Islamic Economy Fiqh Forum was held by the Department of Islamic Affairs and Charitable Activities. The second edition of the UAE Sharia Departments Forum was held. A few days ago, there was the 7th International Annual Forum of Legal Expertise or Experts in the Islamic Financial Industry. In addition to this, every year Dubai hosts the World Islamic Economic Summit. This is not to mention the countless events that take place every year here in UAE, the country of Al-Khayr, the country of giving, the country of blessing. As we are entering our 9th year of operation at Minhaj Advisory, we would like to renew our commitment to the growth of Islamic financial sector. We would also like to invite authority bodies and entities to join us in ensuring that companies who follow Islamic standards are compliant to the Shariah standards. It is important to realize that our commitment to the Shariah standards reflects our commitment to Sharia itself. Committing to these standards, dear audience, will also ensure that there are less disagreements between advisory boards across different banks. It ensures to protect Islamic banks against un-Islamic practices that are sometimes incorrectly placed under that banner. Let me share with you some of the points that we feel that the importance of adhering to Sharia standards, so we understand the significance of applying and the application of the Sharia standards in today's life. First of all, the existence of Sharia standards for any contract or product with a clear legal wording makes it easier for financial institutions to follow and implement these standards. Financial institutions that commit to these standards will gain the trust and the respect of their clients. Second, committing to these standards can create a platform for further cooperation between different financial institutions, as it unifies them in terms of contracts, controls, and general principles. Third, these standards, Sharia standards, assist people who wish to comply with their provision of Sharia standards to do so. Hence, they will know exactly where they stand and what their duties are. Fourth, these standards assist judiciary bodies in reaching a clear, fair judgment. In the past, judiciaries would face the problem of deciding which school of thought they have to follow in decreeing a judgment. 6 Hanafi school, Maliki, Shafi'i, Hanbali, Imam Zaidi, these 8 schools of thought, Ibadi. Therefore, the courts would resort to the law with the text from the contract as long as it does not contradict with the Sharia that was in the past. But nowadays, they have the Shariah Standards that they could refer to it and issue their judgment according to it. Fifth, the existence of these standards and compliance with them will assist the state, the country, the central banks, and the supervisory auditing bodies in learning how to deal with the Islamic financial institutions and how to supervise and control them. These standards will assist in identifying Islamic institutions' work and contracts and will give insight into how to audit them by the controls set by Shariah standards. 6. The existence of these Shariah standards will benefit external auditing companies by setting a standard to control and check on the basis of specific guidelines. 7. Compliance with these standards will facilitate the process of classification and equality, where it becomes possible to compete for the highest equality. Finally, the commitment to these standards will lead to the development, but it can be only achieved if these standards are applied and implemented, and those who apply them are reviewed to ensure compliance. In conclusion, dear brothers and sisters, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our strategic partner, Noor Bank, silver strategic sponsor Noor Bank, silver sponsor Noor Takaful, bronze sponsor Emirates Islamic for their generous sponsorship and support they have made in this event, and they have made this event possible. Minhaj Advisory would like to express its appreciation to them for continuously showing support for the Islamic financial sector. May Allah bless all of you. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Amin. I would like to invite now Dr. Hamad Hassan Mira, the Secretary General of the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institution, IOFI, to the podium. Please welcome.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. صاحب السعادة الأستاذ عبد الله العوض، الرئيس التنفيذي معهد دبي للاقتصاد الإسلامي، صاحب الفضيلة الدكتور محمد أمين فاتح، الرئيس التنفيذي لشركة منهاج للاستشارات، الإخوة والأخوات، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It's my great honor and pleasure to be here in Dubai, to be in the global capital of Islamic economy. I'm proud personally and as representing IOFI to be in Dubai and in Emirates. UAE is not cooperating with IOFI. UAE is from the day one, building, developing, supporting IOFI by its scholars, by its experts, by its institutions, in addition to that, by its regulatory and supervisory authorities. We are proud to have in IOFI the Commodity and Capital Market Authority as a member of IOFI. We are proud to have the majority of Islamic banking as a member in IOFI. We are proud here to be in UAE. The country is supporting and putting a unique addition to the Islamic finance industry. I'm proud to be here in Dubai to launch these 4 new standards, Shariah Standards. Yes, the Shariah Standard. The only standard in Sharia in Islamic financial industry. This standard is set by the Sharia board, the ultimate Sharia authority all around the world in Islamic finance. Yes, the Sharia board is consists with 20 Sharia scholars from more than 15 countries all around the world. Not from GCC only, not from Islamic country only, not from Arabic country only, it's from all around the world. Yes, we have even a scholar representing the minor Muslim community in non-Muslim countries. In the recent history of Islamic nation, there is no gathering of Sharia scholar like we have now in Ayubi. There is no gathering or board or committee all around the world spending time and effort to develop Sharia rulings like what Sharia board in Ayubi is doing. We are proud to have now 58 Sharia standards covering all the Islamic financial industry aspects and activities. Banking, takaful, capital market, and all the other supporting contracts. Not only Islamic financial institutions, Islamic financial industry. That's meaning, in addition to the Islamic financial institutions, the non-profit institutions, such as Zakah and Waqf. And as you may know, just 15 days ago, we launched a very huge project to start a new standard, Sharia standard, and government standard, and accounting standard related to Waqf. Again, I'm really proud to be here in Dubai to launch this standard. The Sharia board is the only diversified Sharia committee or board all around the world, even in the recent history of the Islamic nation. They are not only diversified from their countries, they are also diversified from their school of thoughts, from all madahib al-fiqh. Also, they are diversified from their knowledge, from their background. So these standards now become the ultimate authority in Sharia aspects of the industry all around the world. We are really proud to be here to launch these really important standard, the gold, and repurchase the recent standard in the industry. Also, at the same time, I will be also proud to launch the new certified Islamic professional accountant certificate. Just recently we launched it, and it's with us today. We started these professional development programs around 11 years ago to support the HR or the human capital in the industry. So we started our revamping project just 2 years, and just recently we revamped and launched the new SIBA, Certified Islamic Public Accountant. It's with huge effort, with more than 47 experts and more than 26,000 hours in developing these certificates. Now we are really proud to launch these certificates, and now we have it here, and we are cooperating with a lot of institutions, Minhaj, one of them. I don't want to spend more time in this speech. I would like, before I close my speech, to thank greatly Minhaj for their cooperation. Since 25 years ago, they are cooperating and supporting Ayubi. And also would like to thank UAE, Dubai, and also the Center of Islamic Economy in Dubai. They are supporting and cooperating, and we are really proud to have very strong relationship with all these authorities in Dubai and UAE. Finally, I would like to thank all of you for attending today and to celebrate with us the launching of this Shariah Standard. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Amin. Let's welcome now Dr. Hamad. Thank you, Dr. Hamad. That was so powerful, so I got lost with names. Let's now welcome Mr. Walid Barhaji, Business Head of Consumer Finance from New Dubai. Please welcome on stage.
Assalamu alaikum. This is how you seize the opportunity to promote the brand. And I'm going to do a bit more of that. His Excellency Abdullah Muhammad Lawa, Executive Director of Dubai Economic Development Center, His Excellency Sheikh Al-Fadl Mohammed Hassan Mia, Secretary General of the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Finance Institutions, valued scholars and guests. The latest Shariah Standards issued today by the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions, AUFI, are exceptional for the collective Islamic banking and finance industry, as well as the nature of our institutional work. Since the beginning, the great growth witnessed by the Islamic banking sector has made the consolidation of accounting and legitimacy standards among Islamic financial institutions very important. Today, Sharia principles are a quality differentiator of Islamic banking products. The Islamic banking system, at its core, is an ethical system based on strong moral foundation, which distinguishes it from conventional banking. It is ethical, equity-based, risk-reward-based, and provides customers with an appealing alternative. This alternative is not only for Muslims, but the entire society. Islamic finance is playing a large role in boosting financial inclusion, promoting social well-being, enhancing justice, as well as providing products and services that prioritize the greater good of society. Compliance with Sharia standards issued by AUFI is not a substitute for existing standards, but rather comes in line with legitimate requirements. The standards guarantee the quality of products and support the Sharia supervisory bodies to carry out their functions. Quality of service is an important consideration for customers in any industry, and Ayufi's standards address that need. Essentially, Sharia standards are required so that industry as a whole can issue consistent and ethical products to its customers, clearly highlight the role of Islamic economy in the development of economies, support the ability of Islamic law Sharia to keep pace with contemporary banking requirements, and manage the convergence between fatwas and decisions issued by various Sharia bodies, as well as being a unified framework for the legitimate reference of Islamic financial institutions. Sharia standards contribute to fair governance of institutions. It also helps to achieve standardization in applications between Sharia supervisory bodies in terms of products, structures, and mechanisms. This is especially significant for Islamic financial institutions. If they are to compete with other providers of products and services, with these standards, Islamic financial institutions can successfully gain the trust and protection of clients, and assist accountants and auditors in performing their duties and contribute therefore increasing transparency. As a leading Islamic bank, established in the UAE in 2008, Noor Bank is honored to be a strategic sponsor for this event. Due to the importance of this event, all of our operations are reviewed and overseen by the Sharia Supervisory Committee, who are renowned scholars, to ensure that the bank complies with Sharia Islamic law in all of its operations, products, and services. At Noor Bank, we have always adhered and applied the Islamic approach in all our transactions. Sharia compliance is an integral part of our DNA. Within a short period of time, we have grown significantly and offer a comprehensive range of products and services in all areas of banking, takaful, as well as trade. We are renowned for providing creative, innovative, and trustworthy products and services, most of which are designed to suit business and personal needs. Today, we continue to provide professional services and build sustainable relationships to win new clients of every variety and segment. At Noor Bank, we work in tandem with our sister companies such as Noor Takaful, Noor Awqaf, and Noor Trade. Through Noor Takaful, we offer a broad range of Sharia-compliant family and general Takaful products, supported by the GCC's first e-Takaful service, which provides our customers with instant quotes for plans and online payment facilities. Through Noor Trade, we provide a variety of Sharia-compliant products and services to small and medium enterprises as part of our efforts to support the development of the broader UAE economy. At Noor Awqaf, a joint venture between Noor Investment Group and Awqaf and Minor Affairs Foundation, AMAF, we aim to add value to Awqaf institutions. We do this by providing services that help them to implement strategic initiatives, provide operational efficiencies, and enhance the profitability of funds and assets. Noor Awqaf's goal is to support all Waqfs by maximizing their sustainable social impact, while maintaining their commercial viability at the same time. I would like to renew my congratulations to the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions, Ayufi, and to Minhaj Consulting Company for launching this new Sharia standard, which will have a great impact on advancing Islamic banking, as well as we have seen previously, and certainly we will see more in the future, since change and development are constants in our world today. Shukran. Salam.
Thank you, Mr. Wali. Our next speaker speaker today is going to brief us about the latest issued Shariah Standards. Please welcome with me Dr. Aznan Hassan, Assistant Professor in Islamic Law and the former head of Islamic Law Department at the National Islamic University Malaysia and a member of IUFI Sharia Board. Please welcome on stage.
عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم وصلى الله عليه وسلم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. His Excellency, Mr. Abdullah Iwat, the National Director of Dubai Islamic Financial Center, Dr. Amin Fateh, General Manager of Minhaj, Dr. Hamid, Secretary of IFE, brothers and sisters, attendees, again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before I continue with discussion on the Shariah Standards that we have, I think I would like to take this opportunity to thank the reminder and also the IFE for having this very good discussion, I believe, on some of new Shariah standards that we have, which are actually among the most important standards that we have. And the discussion on the standard also took a very long time, especially on the goal. It took us long discussion, many days, with all the debates. When all the scholars who attended the discussion agree that we learn and we benefit a lot from the discussion. Areas that we have not explored before. We used to have gold as the normal traditional standard. We managed to get through the standard. A lot of discussion has been put into this study, and we come up with some new regulation and new standard for that. Before we talk about the standard, I would like to brief, I will talk a little bit on the importance of IFE Shariah Standards. Brothers and sisters, we have seen a lot of development of Islamic finance around the world. I mean, we started very small, trying to benefit the Muslim societies only in many parts of the world, and this standard, this practice has moved around very quickly, very fast. The rate of growth is very, very high. The rate of profitability are also very, very high. We see many countries embrace Islamic finance. Even countries which have minority Muslim, known to be non-Muslim countries, even non-Muslim also embrace Islamic finance. If you come to Malaysia today, you get surprised if you see some conventional bank, which is non-Muslim based conventional bank. Even the name also, people don't see to be Muslim bank. For example, you have the Hong Leong Bank, for example, the name of the Chinese man wanted to do Islamic finance and do it very well. He made it very clear to us and to the Shariah advisors as well of the Hong Leong. We want to do Islamic finance as it should be. So you have seen the standard. Even he said, I'm a non-Muslim, so I have to be whiter than white. Otherwise, people will blame me and see me as not to do Islamic finance clearly. So my banking in Islamic finance in Hong Kong has to be whiter than white. So no one will have any blame on me if anything happens. He made it very clear on that particular to the owner of the Hong Kong Bank. And he emphasized, for the sake of the practice, he said the CEO, I want the CEO has to be Muslim all the time. To ensure that he will not trade with this particular principle, he will ensure that the practice that we have is a real Islamic practice that we should practice. And you can see a lot of non-Muslim countries doing Islamic finance. Issue sukuk, countries you can never imagine that one day they will do Islamic finance. For example, South Africa, the issue sukuk, Senegal issue sukuk, Hong Kong issue sukuk. We are doing something in China now, and one of the sukuk issues So a country that you never believe. We appear in Korean parliament to talk about Islamic finance. Me, myself, I went to Korean parliament to talk about Islamic finance, to New Zealand parliament to talk about Islamic finance. And we have to explain to them the difference between usury, interest, and riba. You may get surprised the way they pronounce some terms in the very difficult manner. The way they pronounce mudaraba, musharaka, all those Arabic terms, and they make it very difficult for them to understand it. And we try our best to facilitate for their understanding. That is the development that we have so far. So this development doesn't come easy. We have a lot of hard effort to be made, a lot of things to be done to ensure that we manage to do it in the right manner. Alhamdulillah, with the help of many regulators, Dubai, for example, UAE in general, I believe UAE is very clever. Dubai particularly is very clever. Instead of putting International Financial Center, they move ahead by putting it as capital of Islamic economics. If you have heard, if you know, many jurisdictions in the world try to do this International Financial Center, which is comprising only the financial. Dubai move ahead. In one of my implementation to Central Bank of Malaysia, I think they have moved far from us. We put Malaysian National Financial Center, they put Islamic Economic Center, which is much bigger in terms of practice compared to just financial center. This is a good move. That's what Islamic finance should be. Instead of just on the financial, Islamic finance should move further, not only in finance, but also in Islamic economics in general. I think that's a very good move from the Dubai Islamic Economic Center to do that. The IFE Shariah Standard, if you look at the standard that we have so far in the world, now many countries have their own Shariah board. Islamic finance has been practiced previously only on the institutional level. Every bank will have their own Shariah board, some called Shariah board, some called Shariah advisory board, some called Shariah advisory board, some called Shariah committee, for example. But every bank will have their own board for that matter. After that, regulators realized that by allowing this to happen, we will have disparity in the practice. So they try to put what they call centralized Sharia board. You see many countries having their own centralized Sharia board in one way or the other. For the purpose of harmonizing and ensuring convergence of the practice. We cannot have one opinion in everything. That's impossible. That's human nature. If you want to have everything, one opinion in everything, lawyers got no work to do. No one has any work to do. It's one opinion. And I always say it as a joke. It's difficult to have two clever people on one board and for them to agree on everything. It's difficult to get two clever people on one board and have them to agree on everything. Because all of them will have their own way of thinking. Their upbringing, their thinking, their knowledge and everything will definitely give them certain differences of opinion. But how for us to ensure that differences of opinion can be harmonized? That is what IOP tried to do. Which I think the IOP has done a lot in ensuring convergence and harmonization of opinion, of Sharia opinion across the world. Which I think that the thing that we should, because of that I believe that the time has come for us, if not making the IOP Shariah Standard as something compulsory, but at least we have to make it something what we call as movement. It's something that we should practice on, not compulsory, but on our own obligation. What the people see it as, and every time when we try to put any decision, IOP Shariah Standard should be one of the main reference for that. I think that's what Sharia scholars are doing everywhere in the world. In Malaysia, for example, The government of Malaysia, the central bank, have issued their own parameters, they call Shariah parameters, policy document on some contracts. This contract intended to serve the industry. I can tell you, in all circumstances, the IOP Shariah opinion or Shariah standard is one of the main reference in putting that particular standard. In some part of the world, we make it compulsory on the Shariah board to follow the IOP Shariah standard to ensure harmonization of opinion among the Shariah boards. I believe that that's what IOP should be doing, and they have done it very, very well. Thank you very much for the IOP. We have on the board scholars from everywhere in the world, representing scholars from various schools of law. If you come to the meeting, of course, you are not allowed to come anywhere. But if you come to the meeting, you can see how the debate continues. Sometimes it can be heated debate. The scholars sometimes put their opinion in other school of law, and the one who in the school of law said, no, this is not in our opinion. The opinion of the Shafi'is is like this and this and this and this. Myself, for example, the Malaysian scholars are mainly Shafi'is, even though myself, my education is not in Malaysia basically. I did my first and second degree in Cairo University and Al-Azhar University, my PhD from UK. But of course, you identify yourself as a Shafi'i scholars for that matter. So every time people talk about Shafi'i scholars, I would like to give my opinion on my own school of law for that matter. And we have a lot of debate. Sometimes we don't follow our school of opinion of our school. We follow the opinion that we believe is the best for the practice, even though it may be a minority opinion previously. I give you an example, we come to that later. When we talk about competition, we don't follow the opinion of the majority in allowing al-muhallil. We don't allow for muhallil. Instead, we follow the opinion of the Malikis for that. Even though the majority of the scholars allow for al-muhallil, but we don't allow that. Why? Because to ensure that there is no manipulation in the practice. In a lot of scenarios, we tend to follow one school. We debated a lot on why we have to follow this opinion, and alhamdulillah, most of the time we get a consensus. Even though sometimes it can be very heated debate, and sometimes it's a very thin majority that we obtain on one particular, on many things sometimes. That is the debate that you have in the IOP Shariah court. Me, myself, I can say that I learned a lot from the practice of the discussion of the Shariah board. This helped the industry to continue further, which I believe the time has come for us. It's impossible to have one opinion, but for us to have lived at harmonization and convergence of opinion. That is the importance of the IOP Shariah standard. With the 58 standard that we have, I believe that some of the standards we have to improve in terms of the English translation. Some people in Malaysia give me certain translation which they believe should be translated better. I think we have to continue doing that. And in any way, when we have disparity of understanding, the standard that should be authoritative is the Arabic standard. That's where the scholars have their debate on the discussion, which I believe that is an advantage to people from Middle East for that matter. In Malaysia also, we are putting our effort to boost the understanding of the scholars on the Shariah standard of IOP. In my university, from time to time, we have what we call discussion on the Shariah standard of the IOP. We invite the students to come and we continue from one standard to another, discussing the IOP standard and what are the practices that we have in Malaysia and other parts of the world. This is the importance of the Shariah standard that we have, which I think we should continue doing that. And I really hope that for the bankers, for the CEOs, for those involved in this area, they have to look at the IOP Shariah board as one of the standards that they should refer. If not make it compulsory, eliminating one of the reference that they should consider every time when they launch their product, when they put the framework to ensure that Islamic finance will have convergence in one way or another. That is my my point of view on the Shariah standard. The standard that we have. Okay, this four standard that we have, I have with me nearly 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes. Try my best to, it's impossible to finish this, how many pages and how many slides to finish it. I mean, it generally what we have in the standard. The new four standard that we have is the first one is standard on competition and price, and also part of Jawahir, and is the second on liability of investment manager, third on rule and trading contract, and repurchase for the method. The first standard on competition and price.
مع الشاشة.
The intention of this standard is to cover the competition, the prices offered by some financial institutions to their client, and the cost of making the advertisement and so forth and so on. It covers mainly on three things. The first one is on competition, al-musabaqat, with or without reward. The second one is on promotional prices, and the third one is on the commercial gift and discount, whether it is in the form of points and so forth and so on. Okay, this is what we have in terms of competition. This definition of competition is contest between two parties or more for the purpose of determining the best among them. Okay. So we have competition in the bank. The competition is we have without, as I mentioned, it can be with or without reward. Okay. If this reward, then it will be something. If this reward, then it is binding upon those committing to pay one price. Okay. So if say for example, the Islamic financial institution agreed to give price for a reward and a reward for a particular competition, then it is compulsory for them to take the payment as per their agreement, to give the price as per their agreement. This is the Shariah ruling for the competition. The competition is allowed provided that you follow this particular condition. Of course, if you look at this particular figure, that is so clear, so I didn't have it. If you look at the National Book of Juries, they allow for the competition to be done in only some areas only. For example, if you look into the classical book, they allow for competition to be done only on something relating to jihad and what is amounting to jihad, bodies and so forth and so on. We took another approach in the IOP standard for allowing any competition which is mubah in nature, which is allowed in nature. We broaden the discussion to incorporate other competition which have not been discussed in classical book of juries before. Anything that gives it is allowed, mubah from Shariah point of view, we allow that competition even though it is not related to the jihad only. That is the one thing that we have discussed quite lengthy in the discussion. So we allow, if say for example, the activities are permissible activities, scientific, cultural, sport, and so forth and so on, provided that it follows certain ruling and condition. The first one is that the competition does not include anything that prohibited by the Shariah. So anything that prohibited by the Shariah, for example, there is gambling issues there are mixing between men and women, for example, this may not be, this not be allowed from Shariah. Or it can be impacting damages on individual, on group, society, and so forth and so on. This is the first thing. It must be something allowed. It does not inflict any damage on anyone or any situation, and they shall comply with the dress code
and no mixing of men and women for that matter. I mean the normal activities that is allowed from Sharia point of view. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is that competition must also be something that does not have uncertainty. We have to know what is the competition, what are the prizes, how it is done, the procedures and everything is clear to all participants. Okay, that's the second thing. And the reward also is a thing that we depart from the majority opinion of the scholars. When we mention that the reward is offered by the third party or one of the competitors. Therefore, if the reward is offered by more than one competitor, it is not permissible. In classical book of faith, they allow, majority of scholars allow for al-muhallil, provided that there are three conditions fulfilled. The first one, they must be, the muhallil must not give any price. Second, the muhallil is a genuine. Third, he is also has the right for the competition, the rest of the competitors. This is the opinion of the classical jurists, but the majority, the Maliki school of law, they don't allow for al-muhallil. That is what we have taken in our practice for this particular competition. So, according to this particular opinion, with the one that we have got, the reward must be from third party, or the reward must be from one of the competitors. It is not allowed that the reward is offered by more than one competitor. Say, for example, we have 100 people in that competition, only one don't give any reward, don't give any contribution, and the rest give contribution, then it is not allowed from the IFA point of view. This is not allowed based on not allowing the muhallil practice. If you ask us why was that put into our standard, the intention is to avoid at-tahayul, hila. So it may happen that you have a lot of people put the price, put their contribution to the price, only one doesn't put. So that person, by having all those things, it may lead to gambling for that matter. So we don't allow because of the muhallil issue in this particular case. This in terms of competition. So Islamic Bank can do competition among their customers, and the Islamic Bank can give the price for that particular competition for those who win. That's the first one. The second one is a price. Price is about gifts given to a natural people. Promotional price is what we have in Islamic Bank's lot, used to promote specific goods or services or to attract investors to specific market. So we give gifts to ensure that, to entice people to that particular segment of the market and so forth and so on. So this is the ruling of the Shariah for that matter. I think you carry on your own on that matter. Okay. It is permissible to conduct a draw to give a prize without stipulating the purchase of any good or services. In this particular thing, we have two things in nature. The first one is that no stipulation of purchase of any goods. For example, one day, 1 month, Islamic Bank made announcement that they are going to have a draw on their own customer. Whoever win will get a particular price. So there is no stipulation of purchasing anything. It can be also, on the other way around, is that subject to the certain situation, it can be by entering into a particular purchase. For you to win this, you will have to purchase this, and you may entitle for the draw to win blah blah blah. So there are two scenarios here. The first one is without any purchase. The second one is with purchase for the matter. Okay. If this purchase, we have to have certain conditions for that matter. The first one is there shall be no increase in price. I mean, and say for example, the thing that you purchase is 20 ringgit. $20 for that metal, with the eligibility to enter into the contest, the price of the thing remain $20 still. If say for example 20 now with the contest become 23, that 23 may be seen as a price to enter into the contest, and this is not allowed. Okay? That is the highlight for this particular thing. Okay? And the draw should offer equal chances of winning to all customers. We have a lot of debate here. Okay? And this can be interpreted in so many ways. Is it allowed to, for example, state that for every 100, you have only one right to enter into the contest? Okay? So those who put 200, we have 2 rights into contest. Those who put 300, we have 3 rights into contest. We have debated a lot on that. The opinion that we take is that no. Whether you put in 100 or you put in more, you have 1 right to enter into the contest. So that's the interpretation of the draw should offer equal chances of winning to all customers for the matter. That is among the things that we have here. Right? As I mentioned there, it's not permissible to charge a fee for entering into the draw, either directly or indirectly. Say for example, you make a phone call while entering the contest, you have to make a phone call. Normal phone call costs you only 50 cents. But having entering into this particular contest, you have to pay 60 cents. So that 10 cents is not allowed because he has been considered to be paying for the right to enter into the contest. Okay. Then in terms of we don't have the discount here. We have another one. Sorry, we don't have it here. Let me put. For example, we have what we call the card. Okay, when you have what we call the reward card, for example, you have the airline card, you have your club card and everything. It's also tackled in the particular discussion. We allow for that particular contest. I mean, for you to have a reward point and everything, provided that one thing. The first one, if you have that particular card, that card should not have attracted any fees. If say, for example, you have one promotional card, you have say, for example, airline card, you have to pay for the fees to earn the card that gives you any other entering for the point and so forth and so on. This is not allowed. You are only allowed to have that particular card, okay, airlines and everything, if you have to pay fees, if that card also gives you other benefit. If you give you other benefit, then it's allowed. If there is no extra benefit, every time you own, for you to own the card, you have to pay a fees for that. This is not allowed according to the IOP Shariah Standards. If there is fees paid, and you are entitled for other benefits, for example, clubhouse and everything, that extra benefit is considered to be allowed in contrast to the fees that you have paid. So that is what we call a discount card and everything. Yes. Yes. No question. Oh, okay. Can you read the question after? Okay, good. Okay. That is the first standard that we have. Okay. It's very important standard because we see a lot of banking industry, commercial bank, retail banking have a lot of promotion from time to time, and we want them to ensure that their promotional that they have is complying with the Sharia. That's the first one. The second one is on liability of investment manager. Waman mudiru istifar. Okay. Okay. of this particular standard is to cover three individuals. Is to cover the one who manage the money of the investors, either as a wakil, or as a mudarib, or as al-musharik al-mudir, either as an agent, or as mudarib, okay, or as a partner who manage the business. Say, for example, you have a business, for example, you have the dormant, what we call dormant investors, for example, and you are the one who become the partner who manage. Okay, the other partners, they are dormant. So the intention of this particular standard is to cover this type of people. The agent who manage the investment of the principals, it can be mudarib who manage the money of the Rabbul Mal. It's also about al-musharik al-mudir, partner who manage the business of the partnership or company, for example. This is scope of the standard. We don't cover on the guarantee on the investment because we have the standard for that. This is the definition of the investment manager, as I mentioned. It intends to cover three types of people. It's either as mudarabah or wakil in the investment, wakala investment, or as what we call that as al-musharik al-mudir, or the partner who manage the company or the partnership. Okay, this is the one that we have. They don't put that only to have. When it comes to the intention, possibly I think to discuss this afternoon. What we have here is that the three things that we have, it's about wakala the investment agent, the mudarib, as well as the partners for that matter. It is not allowed, basically what we say, it is not allowed for the investment manager, for the mudarib, or for the musharik al-mudir to guarantee neither the capital nor the profit of the investment directly or indirectly. We are talking about third party, for example. We have seen some practices that we have in the market. We call it third party. They put what they call the SPV to camouflage the situation as if it is a third party. In actual fact, it's not a third party. Or it may be a third party, but somehow in the practice, that third party has the right to claim back from one of the investors. So we try to avoid this by stating that when we call third party, it has to be really third party. Third party is defined here as the one who doesn't own more than 50%, as per the normal company's regulation in majority countries that we have. If, say, for example, that third party own more than 50%, this third party is not considered to be third party. Or that third party got what we call in some countries golden share. Also, it's not allowed. In some regulation, they have what they call golden share, the one who have the right to decide on everything. So we don't allow at all. That third party has to be real third party in that particular scenario. That's when it comes to liability of the investment manager. Okay. You say, for example, the investment manager, this is another new thing that we have. The investment manager and the three people that we have mentioned just now have failed to do what is they are supposed to do. Either because of taqsir, because of fault or negligence, or failure to comply with the terms and conditions of the partnership. If they fail to do so, they are liable not only to pay the capital, but also the realized profit. Okay? That is the new thing that we have there. Also the realized profit. Not the opportunity loss, not the what we call indicative profit, but the realized profit. If you look at the classical book of jurists, that has been interpreted by many before, is that they are liable only to pay the capital. In this particular standard, we refine further by stating that he's not only responsible to pay for the capital, but also on the realized profit. Not the indicative profit, but realized profit. Okay? Indicative profit, we don't allow because in convention, what we call opportunity cost or opportunity loss, we don't allow for that. So another one more thing in this particular investment agency, say for example, the bank accept the money from the client. I repeat again, the bank accept the money from the client, and the bank promise the client that the money is going to be put into Mudarabah account. Okay? That gives them indicative rate of X%, for example, 2% or 3%, for example. And the mudarib or the investment agent failed to put the money into that account. Okay? He took the money. The intention is to put into an investment account that gives them, say, for example, 3%. The mudarib or the bank instead put the money into normal current account, which gives them only 0.1% for the sake of discussion. Okay? What is due to the capital provider is the return from the investment account. The bank has to pay the return from the investment account. Also, Al-Kharaj al-Qaman, he is also responsible for the losses as per the investment account, as if this money has really been put into that particular investment account. This to ensure that the bank will not have been negligent in managing the fund of the client by putting the money into a less profitable account. Yet when the customer come and ask for the money, they say that, oh, I'm sorry, I put your money into other account. Your investment right is only 0.1% for the matter. So the investment manager, the mudarib, and the partners in that manner is responsible to pay based on the return, realized return. So if say for example the fund, even though the fund said that the indicative rate is 3%, for that period the fund realized 2%, then he will be entitled for 2%. As if this money is also inside that particular fund. Of course, the debate was very long for that discussion. Some disagree, some agree on that. I think we voted on that particular point for the matter. That in terms of the investment manager. I think we can continue further discussion afternoon on some other points in the investment management. This is a very interesting one. Me, myself, I learned a lot from this particular discussion, from both sides, the practical as well as the Sharia point of view. Okay? We discussed a lot. I think we made a very long call internationally to get the understanding from the real people on the ground. Me, myself, I have done 2 gold ETF in the market. Okay? And I'm the one who wrote the gold ETF standard for the Securities Commission of Malaysia. I thought my understanding of the gold ETF was so good. Dr. Hamid realized in the meeting I was very active in the discussion of gold ETF because it's based on my personal knowledge. I realized later on that the practice is not the same from one country to another. There is no standard ETF practice in the world. So every jurisdiction will have their own way of practicing ETF for that matter. In Malaysia, it's different. When I explained to the expert over the phone, they said, no, we don't do that. I called back the Malaysian market, they said, no, we do that. So now there is no standard practice for that matter. So we debated a lot on the practice of gold. What we try to do, there are 2 things here which I want to highlight. A lot of things in the gold discussion. I think we have to mention about this. Probably already mentioned about this where we go. So I have to mention as well. And this standard has been prepared in support of Gold Council. They have given us a lot of assistance to have this particular standard. Okay, I think I make it short. There are 3-4 things that we have, a lot of things that discussed. I want to highlight some of the things. The first one is that how should we treat the gold bar and all those things in modern time? That is the first discussion that we have, right? Should we treat this gold, jewelry and everything as gold, currency, or should we treat it as commodities? We debated think nearly half a day on what is the status of gold in modern time. Should it be considered as a commodity, so it can be traded freely as normal commodities, or should we treat it as a currency? By nature, the gold is currency. In whatever form it is, in whatever situation it is, it will remain currency. So the samaniyah of the gold will remain forever, in whatever form, in whatever situation. We have differences of opinion on that matter. Some incline, I think I have to mention this because the debate was so heavy on this, and the voting was also very clear, very close on that matter. There are three main opinions on this, okay, during the discussion that we have. The first opinion treat gold as gold forever. In whatever form, gold will remain gold forever in all circumstances. That's the first opinion. So whether it is in the form of dinar or dirham, or in the form of bullion, nuggets whatsoever, or in the form of jewelry, it will remain gold forever. That's the first opinion. The second opinion is also a lot of scholars who tend to agree on that. Gold in the form of dinar is currency. In the form of bullion, and everything is still currency. But gold in the form of jewelry is not a currency anymore. So it behaves like a normal commodity. That's the second opinion. One scholar went further, by his opinion, believe that gold in whatever form nowadays is no longer a currency. So we have three opinions on that particular discussion. And after a long debate, we settled two main opinions. The first opinion prevailed, that what has been adopted by the IOC for that matter, is that gold remains gold in whatever form and circumstances. So if you look at this particular standard, throughout the gold standard, it follows that opinion. Okay? So gold in whatever form is remain gold in that manner. So when gold is gold in its pure situation, the transaction is transacted with silver or with other currencies, it has to be on spot transaction. If together with another gold, it has to be on spot as well as on the same amount for that matter. Yes. If gold with gold. If gold with other currencies or gold with silver, okay, pure gold with pure silver and so forth and so on, it has to take the role of spot transaction. Okay, when it gold with other currencies or with silver. But if gold is mixed with other things, this is the thing that a lot of we have to understand with all the carrot and everything is quite tedious for me. And some scholars say, my God, are we trading gold or what? Because we have to understand the carrot, how the carrot works, how the gold is mixed with other things. So we have two main scenarios. If the gold is mixed with other things, and that things is not intended for. Okay? So for example, for you to have 21 carat, for example, you have to mix with other things. But that thing is not intended for. It's just to ensure that the gold stays. Because the gold without anything is so soft, so it cannot stand. So you put that particular thing, the intention is not intended for. That thing is just to ensure that the gold can stand. That is the first situation. The second situation is when the gold and that particular thing is intended for. Okay, there are three scenarios. The first one is gold is intended for. The one that is mixed with the gold is not intended for. The second one is both the gold and that new thing is intended for. The third one is that the gold is not intended for. Is the thing that intended for. Say for example you have palladium, you want to make it shiny like gold. Okay, so you just make it, you mix it with gold, and the gold is very, very light and not intended for. I mean, those who buy the thing knows that this is not gold. It's just palladium and it has gold inside it. That's all. So these are the three scenarios when the gold is mixed with other things. continue discussion afternoon for it. But this highlights some of the main issues. The second issue is on the allocated and unallocated gold. This is another big discussion also. When you purchase the gold, for example, the ETF gold, in some jurisdiction, say for example, you want to purchase the gold, in some jurisdiction, when you have ETF gold, if you are doing ETF gold, I think you have to be very careful with this, based on their IOP Shariah Standards. If you do ETF gold on allocated basis, if ETF gold can be on allocated basis, can be on non-allocated basis. We call non-identified, non-allocated, identified, allocated basis. All those in the standard anyway. If it is non-allocated, non-identified basis, you cannot trade because you are not buying a specific goal for that matter. That's the first thing. But if you are buying an ETF on allocated and identified basis, it should be allocated and identified from T date. I repeat, it should be allocated and identified mu'ayyan from T date, day one. The practice of some ETF, this is based on what has been mentioned to us as from practitioners. The practice of many ETF gold, I repeat, the practice of many ETF gold is that the gold will only be settled on T+2. So not on the T date. In the IOP Shariah Standard on gold, it mentioned very clearly, if you buy gold on allocated basis, the determination of allocation of the gold must be settled from T date. I think those in the capital market understand the T date, T+1, T+2. Most of the ETF gold, the allocation is done only on the T+2. Before T+2, you don't know where is the gold and what are the gold and everything. The Shariah Standard of IOP on gold make it very clearly that the second practice where you don't identify and allocate the gold from day one is not Sharia compliant. You cannot trade the gold on that particular basis. So, among the things that people from the market say, wow, this is going to be a new change to the market, I think we have to be firm on the Sharia opinion on that matter. So that's what has been adopted by the IOP when it comes to the trading of gold. And we have also discussed about the trading of gold on mushak basis, on non-allocated basis, on the partnership basis. That are among those things that we have discussed in gold, which you have seen. We are talking about also about the gold-based internet as well, indirectly on the purchasing of gold via internet, for example, on the use of al-wakil. When you purchase the gold, you have to ensure that they must be covered immediately. They must be taken possession immediately, either by your own self or by your agent. If you're doing on internet basis, we come to the later afternoon, so we discuss further on that. You have to ensure that the cover, the taking possession happen immediately on spot basis. These are the discussion that we have on gold. We have all the discussion I have. Of course, anything that we decide on gold is also implementable on silver for that matter. Okay. This definition of gold is also another tedious thing to define what is gold. I mean, we touch gold every day or every year, if not every day. But when to define gold, what is gold actually? And some goes by going by the carat, some goes by, oh my God. At the end of the day, we agree to take it in the way that people understand what is gold. So we define gold in this manner. Gold is a well-known natural element and precious metal. It is in principle a fungible item and economic commodity and subject to the ruling for currency exchange. So we make it broad in that manner to incorporate the understanding of the people on what is gold, rather than put all the specification. We agree that all the specification is done later rather than into the definition. This is as I mentioned just now. Gold, whatever you call it. And we also touch about one thing about the companies that buying and doing extraction of gold. gold, extraction of gold. A lot of debate also how to treat this company. Should we treat the company as per financial paper, or should we treat it differently for that matter? And we agree at the end of the day. I think we know on Qawaid Tabaiyah for that matter. I mean, we agree for the time being, we treat the company which do the gold extraction as per financial paper, in the Shariah Standards of the financial paper, as a for that matter. But when it comes to the real discussion, we agree that we should have a more thorough discussion to discuss whether the company that invests or that do extraction in gold, should we look at the gold as debt to equity ratio and so forth and so on. We agree that we are going to have a more thorough discussion on that. Some scholars will do their study on that and present it to us on how for us to moving forward in discussing all these particular things. But as for now, we put a decision that the company that doing the extraction, the gold extraction, should also follow the discussion on the financial papers, number 26 on this section. As mentioned here also, gold is also on the white gold, on the understanding that white gold is actually a mix of the gold and other items, and gold is prominent. Okay? We mentioned about that scenario, and the one that I mentioned just now. Okay? Repurchase. This is another important standard. We intend to cover some aspect of it. Okay? Our approach is initially to talk about repurchase in general. Then we try to have some suggestion of the product for repo, for example, and so forth and so on. So in repurchase structure, the repurchase, it happened or for the sake of comprising the discussion. Okay, what we intend to do here is that the repurchase in this particular standard covers when a person sells a subject matter that's fall under only Uqud al-Mu'awadat. So if say for example, I sell my thing to someone, okay, then we have, and I may purchase the subject matter again from him later. That is what we call repurchase. So that is practiced in Ijarah Muntahiyah Bitamlik and very popular in what we call repo, repurchase agreement for that matter. So we tend to cover on those things from that particular point of view. So this is how we define the standard define repurchase as a sale of an asset or manfaat. For example, it also can happen in what we call lease and sublease. Here, lease and sublease. I lease my thing my house to my lessor, my lessee. The lessee sublease back the thing to me for that matter. So we have also, it's also applied for that manfaat for that matter. Okay? And then buying it back by the seller from the purchaser or any other person who own it by any means of ownership. So it does not cover, it says for example, the subject matter was initially owned not by way of Uqud al-Mu'awadat. So say for example, someone get inheritance and it purchased back on that matter. Because the intention of this particular standard is only to cover the repurchase when the first leg of the transaction happened because of Uqud al-Mu'awadat only. That is the intention of this particular standard. Okay? So, and the repurchase can happen directly or it can happen from third party. For example, in the one of the structure of repo, in the Bahrain for example, what they try to do is that A will sell to B, B will sell to C, then A will have warrant to repurchase back from C. So the standard here mentioned is either directly from A to B and also from A to C. That's the intention. That is the intention of this particular standard. So it doesn't matter whether you have sulasiyah or rubaiyah, as long as the subject matter will go back to original owner, it covered under this particular standard. So, okay, this is the parameter that we have. It is permissible to sell, then to repurchase from the buyer and accept or usufruct subject to this particular prerequisite. The first one is that it must be genuine. In some of the practice of repo that we have gone through, is that when they sell the share to the second party, there is provision that the dividend of the share, if the company declares dividend, shall go back to original seller. So this is again Shariah. Because once you sell the share, all the rights and liabilities on the share should pass to the buyer for that matter. So the first condition is that the sale must be genuine. If you sell a house in Sukuk, for example, when we sell under Ijarah the subject matter to the investors, SPV on behalf of the investors, investor risk back. When we sell to SPV, SPV has to have liability to take liability and right over the subject matter on behalf of the investor. There shall be no ways that the subject matter pass to the SPV, yet the owner of the asset still be responsible for the subject matter, liability and rights still remain with the owner of the asset. That is the first one. Second one is that there shall be a separate agreement effect for the sale. When you sell, when you purchase back, it has to be done via a real transaction, not just lapse of time. You go back and take back the subject matter, no, it's not allowed. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? And the second transaction shall not be stipulated in the first transaction. The first transaction should be outrightly sold to the buyer, and there is no stipulation in the contract to say that you shall resell it back to me. It's not allowed from the IP contract. So this may tantamount to enough or not. And there shall be no mu'adah for that. And there shall be no customary notice or collision for you to do that again. Okay? I mean, the practice of inah or inah alike will not be allowed for the matter. So this clause, basically 3.1.5.1, is to disallow the potential practice of inah. Okay? The potential practice of inah, and we try to look at what are the possibilities of inah or inah alike. I call it in the meeting. Inah or inah alike. It's not like inah, it's not inah, but it's like inah. So the intention is to cover for that matter as well. The one that I mentioned just now on Ijarah, for example, I lease to you, okay, and then you lease back to me for the period which is longer, okay, with a more price. This is not allowed because this is inah alike. To do not for that. So these are the conditions that to avoid for the subject matter or for the practice to be inah or like inah. Okay, same thing here. So after that, okay, this is surrounding for the repurchase. I think we discussed after the break later. After we talk about in the standard, after we talk about all the Shariah ruling regarding repurchase, we have also put two main practices that are in the market for us to tackle for the matter. The first one is the practice of Ijarah Muntahiyah Bitamlik. We talk also about Al-Wa'adu Bi'ad Al-Shira'. Okay? We talk about Ijarah Muntahiyah Bitamlik, also repurchase in Muntahiyah Bitamlik, repurchase in the Musyarakah Mutanafisah. We discuss also repurchase and what we share in the repo practices. Okay, the one that we have in the practice, you sell and you promise to repurchase again. The one that we have in Bahrain, for example, from third party, also what is termed as collateralized commodity murabah. The one that we have, say for example, you need the financing, you are in short of capital, you are in deficit, for example, you purchase commodities from the market, you sell commodity to the financier, you get the money, and then you pledge your shares to him as a collateral. This is what we call collateralized commodity murabahah. We also touch quite detail as alternative to the conventional repo. We put four alternatives for the practice of conventional repo that the market can try to look into what can suit them in terms of practice. That is basically what we have in terms of the four standards that we have. As I mentioned, we have the standard on competition and prices, standard on gold, standard on investment manager, liability on investment manager, as well as the standard on repurchase. We hope that the market will positively reflect to these standards that we have put, hoping that this will ensure that the practice of Islamic banking and finance all over the world are always in compliance with the Sharia. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all the scholars, reward the management of the IOF, Dr. Hamid, the Secretary General, and also those who involved directly or indirectly in the preparation, in the production of these standards. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide me and guide you to the right path. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Azman. We would like also to inform you that now we have an afternoon a general discussion at the same venue at 1:30 p.m. If you didn't register, you can register at the registration desk. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank our supporters, partners, and the speakers as well. And I would like to thank everyone who came here on stage and, of course, participate in this amazing event. I would like now to call upon Dr. Hamid Hassan Amira, Secretary General of IOFI, and Dr. Amin Fateh, General Manager of Minhaj Advisory, to present a topic of appreciation to a couple of our speakers and, of course, supporters today. Please welcome on stage. I'd like to start with Dr. Khalid Al-Janahi, consultant of Dubai Islamic Economy Development Center. Please welcome on stage. Congratulations, and you could please get the trophy and remain on stage. Mr. Amjad Nasser, Head of Shariah at Murbac. Please remain on stage. And Mr. Amjad Nasser from Nur Takaful. Mr. Amjad Nasser from Nur Takaful. Mr. Shuaib from Nur Takaful. Dr. Abdussalam Al-Kiyani from Emirates Islamic Bank. And Dr. Azman Hassan, Assistant Professor in Islamic Law and the former Head of Islamic Law Department, International Islamic University of Malaysia. Dr. Khalid Al-Janahi. As well, I would like to ask you to present trophies to Dr. Hamid Hassan Mira. So Dr. Hamid Hassan Mira, the Secretary General of Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institution, IFA. And to Dr. Amin Fateh, General Manager of Minhaj Advisory. Thank you all for your support. Thank you once again for our sponsors and of course our supporters. So while taking the group photo, I would like to remind you once again, for whom did not register yet and they are interested for the afternoon workshop for a general discussion on the new Shariah Standards at 1:30 p.m. in this hall, you can please register in the registration desk at the entrance. And also, I would like to invite you all to participate in the public hearing session on the 10th of May at 9 a.m. at Central Bank's head office in Abu Dhabi. For more information, you can ask IOFI staff for sure. Thank you all for attending this amazing event once again, for being here and attending the new Shariah Standards launch ceremony. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your lunch. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Thank you. I would like to actually tell you that after the lunch, we can come here at 1:30 again for the session, and the prayer room is next door.
Please follow the signs to the left of the